John Cahill, the shortstop, bats in the 2-hole. Blake Woods at second base batting third. Jay Coakley catches and hits cleanup. Jake Bollock, the right fielder, is fifth. Doug Garcia in center, bats sixth. Jason Kane at third base bats seventh. First baseman Zach Cates hits eighth. And Jeff Albert is tonight's designated hitter. On the mound for the Florence Freedom, the Florence Hendersons. The Florence Hendersons here.
You got through Matsuichi and you missed that.
I know, Florence. They play in actually Hamilton, Ohio, which is north of Cincinnati. Florence, Kentucky is south of Cincinnati. The starting pitcher, left-hander Dennis McRoberts. Dennis is 0-2 with a .575 ERA. He's worked 20 innings, given up 24 hits, walked 7, and struck out 13. Leading off is left fielder Mike Cunningham, and he's 241, 1 homer, and 5 runs batted in.
McRoberts is a Cincinnati product, pitched at Fairfield High School there, and then in college pitched for Mount St. Joseph. In fact, he had a perfect game in college against Defiance. And as you heard Joe Charbonneau talk before the game, throws a lot of junk.
Yeah, another one of those soft-style left-handers that we see a lot of, not only in the Frontier League, but just in professional baseball overall. He's not going to blow you away. He's kind of a slingy arm, little slider, slurve, curveball, kind of a hybrid. Fastball that probably in that 82 to 84 range, and a changeup between innings as well.
What's your approach here, Mike, as a hitter? Just stay back?
Absolutely. I mean, he's not going to throw a fastball by you, so you just sit back and just try to use the big part of the field. Try not to pull him.
John Cahill and Blake Woods to follow Cunningham. High chopper over the mound. Going to have trouble making this play. And Cunningham beats it out for a base hit. McRoberts was late reacting to the play. He had to get over to first base, and even though the first baseman, Kyle Levengood, made the play, he was never going to get there in time to make it, and Mike Cunningham is on with a leadoff single.
Yeah, pitcher's responsibility right there is to take a straight line to the bag. Anytime there's a ground ball hit to the right side of the infield, you'll always see a pitcher and first baseman kind of check with one another to make sure you're getting over, and that hesitation cost him right there.
Mike, does the second baseman have any responsibility on that play whatsoever?
Well, the second baseman can come in and attempt to make the play, but a pitcher, his primary focus is getting over. He can always run off the play if the first baseman's there to cover, but once he hesitates, he's lost.
John Cahill, the hitter, the shortstop, quick toss over. John hitting .280, 4 homers, 31 runs batted in. What a steady influence he's been in the infield for the Wild Things. Let's see if Jeff Isom, who's coaching third base, the Wild Things manager, calls for any kind of a play here with a man on first and nobody out. Inside a ball.
Last time the three of us did a game together, Cahill had a tremendous game in the field, made plays all over the place. I brought my kids out the following Monday or Tuesday and said, watch this shortstop. He's really good. He booted one in the first inning, and then about the fourth inning, another one was called a hit, but could have been an error too. And they said, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about.
Picked him off first base. Here's the throw to second base. And safe. Cunningham slides in under the tag of shortstop Chris Osterkamp. First baseman Kyle Levengood was a little bit deliberate with his throw to second base. And what should have been an easy out ends up being a stolen base for Mike Cunningham.
That looked like a balk to me.
Well, it's hard to tell from up here. The mistake the first baseman Levengood made was not stepping up and receiving the throw. You've got to cut the angle down for two reasons. One, the runner's going on first move with a left-handed pitcher. Get the ball into the glove a little sooner and cut down the throwing angle that you have to the shortstop receiving a throw.
Well, now John Cahill's job becomes getting the runner to the third base, getting the ball on the right side somehow, getting him over to third. And with the offensive production perhaps limited a bit with the loss of Josh Loggins, you got to play for 1, 2, scratch him out while you can. Although, Teak, the Wild Things' offensive production has been pretty good since Loggins has left.
Well, yeah, but the problem is we either score 12 or we score 2. We don't seem to get those 5s in there on a regular basis. So, we got a good average, but they come in bunches all the time. We need to get a more consistent 5 or 6 runs a game, and we'll be in pretty good shape.
2-1, still a hitter's count for John Cahill, looking to move the man over to third base. In case you're joining us late. Scoreless, bottom of the first. 1 on, nobody out. Line drive, base hit into right center field. Cunningham comes around third, he'll have to hold. He had to wait and make sure the ball went through into right center, although second baseman Tom Creighton had no play on the ball. But The first move back for Cunningham was 2 steps back to second base to make sure, and that prohibited him from getting any opportunity to score.
Cunningham does the right thing here. Line drive with nobody out. You've got to freeze. Make sure the ball gets into the outfield. The primary objective here is to get that runner on third with less than 2 outs, and mission accomplished.
And Muranishi with a nice throw hit the cutoff man. But the Wild Things have men on first and third with nobody out and an opportunity for a big inning. Blake Woods, the hitter, the second baseman, the late addition to the Wild Things, takes a called strike, hitting .370 with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in.
Cahill did just what you said he should, Mike, against a pitcher like this. Sat back, waited on it, lined his shot, opposite field, used the green that was available to him.
Runner on the go. Here's a breaking ball. Throw down to second base. He got him. Cahill, I think, thought he'd have an easy stolen base on a slow breaking ball, but that puts a crimp in things.
Florence team, this is their first year in the Frontier League and got off to a pretty lousy start, to be honest with you, but they've won 7 of their last 11 now, showing signs of playing some pretty good ball here in the late stages of the season.
So now still a man on third, 1 out. Blake Woods the hitter. Another slow breaking pitch in there for a called strike, says umpire Lance Mitchell. Now McRoberts ahead in the count. Need to get this run home. Here's the 1-2. Slow chopper. Cunningham coming home. They should let it roll, and they do, and it is a foul ball. Benwick came in, waited for a roll foul, and as soon as it did, he picked it up right away. I suppose you can lament the stolen base or the clock stealing, but then again, by the same token, Cunningham was picked off first base and shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Well, the only criticism I would have, Stan, is we really haven't had a good look at McRoberts' move yet. Generally, as a base runner with a left-handed pitcher, you want to get a good one-way lead and try and get a look at the move. Not only you, the base runner, but afford the same luxury for the team, your teammates in the dugout, just so you have a sense as to what his pattern may or may not be. That surprised me a little bit that with nobody out, we were running in that situation.
McRoberts, slow, breaking ball, ground to the third. They come home, and Cunningham is out at the plate. No indecision whatsoever by the third baseman, Ron Beswick. It was an easy play for him, and so the ground out goes 5-2, and all of a sudden, the scoring threat for the Wild Things with men on first and third and nobody out has been greatly reduced with no runs in. Jay Coakley comes to play with a man on first and 2 outs.
The only thing you could have hoped for there was Cunningham realizing he was running into an out at home plate. Maybe could have gotten into a rundown to allow Blake Woods to at least get into scoring position with 2 outs.
Coakley now steps to the plate. He leads the Wild Things in home runs and runs batted in. Jay hitting .280, 14 homers and 49 RBI. Takes a swing and miss at a breaking ball. That's redundant. I'm not even going to say that anymore because every pitch has been a breaking ball of one sort or another.
Coakley one of 6 Wild Things to make the All-Star team. They send as many as anybody, tied with Richmond with 6 players apiece.
Coakley has taken over the catching duties with the departure of Josh Watkins, who signed with the Colorado Rockies and is playing at their AA affiliate in Tulsa. Pitch high.
Last time I looked, I think he was 4 for 15 his first 15 at that. Watkins with Tulsa.
Had a double his first night there that drove in 2. I believe he was 1 for 4 last night. Committed an error at first base, but he's produced at home plate.
There's a long drive deep to left field. That ball is off the wall. Woods will score easily, and Jay Coakley misses a home run by a foot just off the top of the wall. Muranishi went up for a minute. It looked like he got it, but Coakley drives in a run, his 50th RBI of the season, and the Wild Things have a 1-0 lead.
Dan, I believe Muranishi had this ball in his glove, and the ball was dislodged by the wall. He timed this leap perfectly, and I believe he feels as though he should have come down with baseball, and that's exactly what happened. That ball was in his glove.
The left fielder, Matt Singer, didn't do any favors.
He would have probably been better off staying out of his road, but that kind of makes up for the disappointment of first and third, nobody out not scoring anyway. That makes you feel much better about the inning now.
I think Jeff Isom is arguing here that maybe the ball hit the back fence, which of course is a home run, and bounded off of there.
Yeah, there's a yellow line out there, a yellow padding wrapped around the pipe. If it's above there, it's a home run.
But those signs, those billboards out there in the outfield, especially on the second tier, they're so soft, they're collapsible billboards. I can't see a ball propelling off that and coming back into the field of play. It's like almost like a sponge or a piece of foam that ball would hit into.
Of course, if it hit off his glove, doesn't matter.
Right.
It's a double. In any event, it is a 2-out run-scoring double by Jay Coakley, and the Wild Things do manage to get something out of what looked to be a disastrous end to a promising first inning. Brings up right fielder Jake Foley, getting 288, 10 homers, 37 runs batted in. There's a long drive to right field. Ross Schulte going back.
He caught that
And
ball.
makes the catch. Justin Ross Schulte goes back and makes the catch, robbing the Wild Things of at least a double and another run.
That's a huge catch right here. No fear of the wall, and he took that wall hard. Granted, it's a chain link fence, but wonderful catch, and that certainly saves at least one run.
Outstanding catch by Jason Ross Schulte. For the Wild Things, 1 run on 3 hits, 1 man left on base. We've played 1. Our Observer Reporter scoreboard, we're tied in 1.